Hello and welcome to your Rochester Rundown for the week of July 9th. Let's get right to it. Governor Cuomo is declaring what he calls a first-of-its-kind gun violence disaster emergency in New York State. This means the state will direct money and resources to several different areas in an attempt to curb the gun violence epidemic. Short and long-term goals include treating gun violence as a public health emergency, getting illegal guns off the streets, and rebuilding police and community relationships. The executive order came after at least 51 people were shot over the 4th of July weekend, 8 in Rochester. Federal officials say Rochester should start to see less gun violence within 2 months with the creation of a new task force. The 60-day program is called the Violence Prevention and Elimination Response, or VIPER, task force, targeting known violent offenders. The Rochester police chief says she welcomes the help.
Everybody, I think, would agree that it's really been just a tough year that we've been facing so far. And as you've heard from me in previous comments, that I want our public to feel safe and I want them to feel free to move about the community.
After 60 days, task force leaders say they'll reassess the situation and see if anything's changed. A woman is facing murder and DWI charges after a fatal 4th of July crash in Ogden. We're told Jenny Clark was arguing with her husband Matthew Clark when she left the roadway and drove into a utility pole. Matthew Clark died. The 3 children in the car were not hurt. Clark is now facing several charges, including second-degree murder, driving while intoxicated, and multiple counts of endangering the welfare of a child. According to court documents, some of those charges are based on video one of the children recorded from the back seat. Judge Craig Doran will step down from his position as the administrative judge for the state's 7th Judicial District. Doran made that announcement and apologized for a controversial Halloween photo from 1988. He says that he did not comprehend at the time the hurtful nature of his actions. Doran will continue in his position as an elected state Supreme Court justice. A warning from Monroe County Health Commissioner Dr. Michael Mendoza. He's saying if your kids are feeling sick, do not send them to summer camp or to daycare. Kids below the age of 12 are still not eligible for a COVID-19 vaccination. Masking is still recommended for those who are unvaccinated in childcare settings and in camps where they're indoors. Dr. Mendoza says an outbreak among young people could put vulnerable adults in danger too. The numbers are low now, and health officials want to keep it that way.
We know that keeping sick kids and sick adults home is one way to prevent the spread of COVID. And so we just want to remind everybody to not totally let go of the reins, to still pay attention to symptoms, and to not send those children, especially because we know the vast majority of them will not be vaccinated, into school or into daycare or into summer camp.
Mendoza also says children should be assigned cohorts or groups and limit interactions outside that group to limit risk. A merger between 2 local organizations, the Willow Domestic Violence Center and Resolve of Greater Rochester, they have come together to expand services within Willow. The merger officially took effect on July 1st. All Resolve team members have been offered roles with Willow. The center will take over Resolve's current East Side counseling space in Penfield. A Webster teenager is being called a hero by her neighbors after she saw a house in her neighborhood burning and raced over to help. Surveillance footage shows the moment the house on Sunningdale Rise was struck by a bolt of lightning and caught fire. Isabella Marlin was awake because that same storm had delayed her flight.
If that didn't happen, I probably wouldn't have been able to save him because I know everyone else near him was sleeping because we had to wake everyone else up.
Isabella told her parents to call 911, then ran outside barefoot and started pounding on her neighbor's door. That neighbor issued a statement thanking her for saving his life. Gypsy moth caterpillars have been swarming local trees lately, but now a virus apparently is killing off many of the pests. The virus is called NPV, and we're told it can help knock back the gypsy moth population at a critical time, keeping them from feeding on leaves and eating up all that foliage.
Don't usually come up very quickly in the first year of an outbreak, so you do have to let that build for a couple of years. What we end up with is a 2 to 3 year infestation before the population builds up and really knocks it back.
There's also a fungus that can kill gypsy moths, but the recent weather in our area has prevented it from making a notable difference this year. Rochester's Party in the Park concert series is returning to Martin Luther King Park for its 25th anniversary. The series was canceled last year due to the pandemic. It'll kick off on July 14th and 15th with performances every Thursday until September 2nd. Tickets are $7 each. Kids under 12 get in for free. Well, that's all for this week. As always, we'll see you next Friday.